Hello guys, welcome to Online Web Tutor. I am Sanjay. We are learning Laravel 8 framework tutorial. This is our partner 57. Inside this video, we will continue Laravel Authentication. Now this time, we will see JetStream with Inertia Js. In the last video, we had used the stack as Livewire. But now inside this case, we will change the stack from Livewire to Inertia Js. So to work and generate the scaffolding files for Inertia Js and authentication, we need to follow and run few simple commands. So if I back to browser, go inside this blogging website. So right now as we can see that for this setup, we don't have any authentication scaffolding installed. This is only a landing page. So we need to run few composer commands. By the help of that, we will install Inertia Js inside our application. And one more thing, in the last video, we had discussed that Livewire means when we use Livewire, in that case, when we will work with the Blade template files. But when we work with Vue Js component files, then in that situation, we need to install Inertia Js. So back to blogging website, click here on this blog tab, go inside this search bar, and let's say that Laravel Authentication. So here we can see that Laravel 8 authentication using JetStream with Inertia Js. So I am simply clicking on that. So here inside this blog article, we will find some basic simple commands which we have to run inside terminal and install Inertia Js authentication scaffolding files. So if I scroll down, so here in the first, it is saying that installation of Laravel 8 application. So we already installed that. So again if I scroll that, so next we need to install JetStream. So what we have to do next, simply we need to copy this composer command, back to terminal, close this development server. So in the first case or in the first command, we need to install JetStream to our Laravel 8 application. So simply we have copied that and this is the command. So simply pressing enter, we need to wait for a while. It is installing JetStream to our application and successfully completed. Back to article. So next what we have to do, now we need to create authentication file with Inertia Js. So for that we need to execute this command. So simply I will copy this command, back to terminal. First of all, let's clear our console, pasting this command and pressing enter. Now as we can see that this command has first created migration files, next it has installed all the packages, finally Inertia scaffold installed successfully. Now in the next, we need to run our npm command, something called npm install. This is our first npm command, and in the second we need to run npm run dev. But to run these two commands inside a single, so we need to run npm install and npm run dev. So before that, if I back to editor, reload this directory structure because we have installed JetStream with Inertia Js. So what are the changes we got inside this setup? Go inside this app folder. So in the first, we have our actions folder. Inside this actions folder, we have 45. Inside these, we have few PHP files. Next, we have a JetStream folder. Here we have a single file. So this is the first folder we get after installation. Now if we go inside this config folder, inside this config folder, we have two different files. So in the first file, we have 45.php. And in the second, we have jetstream.php. So if we open this jetstream.php, now as we can see that inside this stack, we have Inertia. But in the last video, inside this stack, we have Livewire. Now if we open this 45.php, If I scroll to at the end, now as we can see that these are the features integrated. It means we will have a registration page, reset password page, update profile, two-factor authentication, and many more. So this is all about the features list. Now in the next, we need to go inside this resources folder. Inside this resources folder, we will find all about our Vue Js component files. So for Vue Js component files, go inside this resources, JS folder, and inside this JS folder we have a JetStream folder, layouts, pages, and inside these pages we can see we have a auth folder, and inside this auth folder this is the component file for the login page, register page, and many more. So if I back to terminal and let's say that we are not going to run any npm command and npm run dev. So before that, if we run call PHP Artisan, let's say serve, simply we are starting our development server without installing any node packages, pressing enter. Go here, and if I reload this page, now as we can see that we have some error. Error is due to because when we had installed our Inertia Js, as we can see that in that case we have some migration file generated. So first of all we need to run PHP Artisan migrate command. If we back to editor, go inside our database folder, and inside this folder we have a migrations folder, and inside this migrations we can see that we have a sessions table. So when we had installed JetStream and Inertia, this migration file has generated. So what we have to do, first we need to migrate all the migrations to our database. So I am closing this development server. Let's say PHP Artisan migrate, pressing enter. Now this command is going to run all the pending migrations to our database. Now successfully we have done that. If I back to browser, back to our database, click on its structure. Now as we can see that we have all the pending migration tables. So again, go inside this terminal, start development server, back to browser, reload this page. Now we have another error, something called the mixed manifest does not exist. So to overcome this error or to fix that, we need to run our npm command. So how can we do? Simply either we can copy that or back to, let's say, to our blogging article, copy this command, back to terminal, close this development server, and simply we are going to run npm install and npm run dev. So pressing enter, it will go and install some node packages, compile or bootstrap our application and run inside browser. So right now inside this step it is installing node packages. After installing node packages, it will go and bootstrap our application. It means it will compile our scaffolding assets file. Now as we can see that our node packages has been now installed and our bootstrapping application process has now started. It will go, and in a moment we will see that now as we can see it is compiling. So wait for a while, it will go and bootstrap our application. So successfully as we can see that the build has been now generated. So if we start, let's say PHP Artisan serve, start development server, back to browser, and if I reload this page, so now this develop setup has now some scaffolding files for this login and register. So when we click on this first link called login, now as we can see that this is our login page. Here we have a link called forget your password. So when we click that, this is also a scaffolding file for our forget password page. Back here, next we have a register page. Inside this register page, we can pass our name, email, password and confirm password to register a new user to this Laravel application. So let's say that we are going to create a new user with this dummy entry. Password is from 1 to 8. So when we click on register, successfully, as we can see that the user has been registered to this Laravel application. So this is our dashboard page, and all the files of this templates, means Vue Js templates, we will find inside this. Firstly, if we close this database, go inside this resources, we will find all auth related files inside this auth folder, which is inside this pages folder, JS and resources. Here as we can see, inside this auth folder we have confirm password, forgot password, login, register and many more. So back here, if we click on this profile, so here we have a profile information layout, password update layout, two-factor authentication, browser sessions and delete account. So let's say that we don't want the feature for this update password and two-factor authentication. We want to remove from this dashboard, or let's say profile panel. So how can we remove? So in the last video already we had seen that, but inside this video, simply back to editor, go inside this fortify.php, which we will find inside config folder. So inside this features list, simply we need to actually comment line this two-factor authentication and let's say update profile information, but this time we want to remove this update password. So we need to comment actually for this update password. So simply we have commented that. So after commenting, if we go and reload this page, as we can see that now successfully we have removed our update password as well as two-factor authentication. So this is all about enable and disable our features. But in some situation, if we want some customization, let's say that if we go inside this login.view, it means that this is for the login component, login page. So here, if we will do any changes inside this login.view file, then after changing, we need to again bootstrap our application. So how can we do? So we have several approach for that. So simply any changes inside this file, again you need to run the command called npm run dev. After bootstrapping application by using npm run dev command, again start development server and go inside browser and check your response. Let's see a simple example. If we back to editor, I will go and delete all the elements from this login.view. If I back to browser, click on logout, click on login. Now as we can see that still we are seeing the login page. As we can see that we have removed all the code from this login.view, but we didn't actually bootstrap or compile our application. So first we need to compile that. So back to terminal, run this command called npm run dev, pressing enter. The bootstrapping or let's say compiling process has now started. It is building. So after successful build, again when we start our development server PHP Artisan serve, back to browser, reload this page, and as we can see that the login page has been removed. It is because we have removed all the elements from this login.view component. So simply, if we again undo all the code, back to browser, run this page, we don't get any output Again, we need to bootstrap our application by using php run dev command. npm run dev command. In this case, when we work with Vue Js component files, or let's say for the Vue Js application with Laravel, so when we change, again and again we need to run npm run dev command. So it is irritating. So in that cases, we need to install watchers in our application. What watchers will do? Simply, it will go and read, or let's say listen all the changes what we have done inside this application, and automatically behind the scene or at the background process, it will compile and generate a compiled application. So simply, when we do any changes, go and reload this page and it will work. So successfully guys, inside this video, we had seen the concept of JetStream with Inertia Js. So in the next video, we will see some more different concept. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.